way. So nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. All right, let me park.
Okay.
All right, okay. Hello everybody, welcome once again to Food and Real Estate, where one feeds your soul, the other one feeds your bank account, and I am super excited today. I have a very special guest that we've all looked up to in the real estate world. Please help me welcome Rosie Rourke.
Hi.
Thank you.
It's good to be here. I'm
Thank
so
you
excited.
for having me.
I'm really excited.
Yes?
Yeah.
You know what we got going on today?
I see the ingredients. I'm intrigued. It smells really good. So I think you called it buttered chicken, but that doesn't
Yes.
give me really an explanation.
Yeah, I mean, I brought butter.
Yes.
So it's a butter
That's a
heavy
lot
dish.
of butter.
We're not gonna use the whole thing, so don't worry. We're not gonna get heart attacks out of this.
Okay.
So to get started, I would really like to know who's Rosie. Without we know all your accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we see you from down here, you're up on the stage and all that. But who's Rosie right underneath that?
Ah, got it. And you know what? I don't know a lot about you either, so this is fun. This is awesome. I am a mom, first and foremost. So I've got two boys. Jordan is 23,
Right.
living in West Hill, Auburn. He got his commercial operator license
Wow.
for working construction, and he's a foreman now, and has
Wow.
a crew, and he's living his grown-up life. He has an adorable girlfriend that they've been dating on and off since high school. So
Wow.
he's doing good, and he's got this big red beard and red hair, and
Got a beard. We gotta hang out.
he would be jealous of your beard. And then Tony is at U of A in Tucson, and he's going to
Nice.
start his senior year this year.
Right.
But he's actually doing a summer intern in Los Angeles, and
Wow.
he's working for a commercial real estate company that I worked for 32 years ago.
What?
Same boss, same owner of the company. He's
Really?
like the goat of commercial real estate. So he
That
is
is
just
awesome.
having a blast, and his girlfriend from U of A,
Right.
they are down there together, and she's got an intern job too. So they're just,
Wow.
my boys are good. Mike's good. So I don't know, I'm just a native of Seattle, grew up on Beacon Hill, had a dream about being a real estate agent, and
Right.
followed my dream.
That is amazing. Wow. So you said you used to work in commercial real estate.
I did,
So what did you do
but
there?
I wasn't commission only.
Okay.
So going into residential was freaky weird, because I thought, okay, I'm going to leave my cush job with
Right.
benefits and vacation,
Right.
and but I just had this feeling that I thought I would be good at it, so I took a leap of faith. But commercial real estate was office leasing,
Oh, okay. got it.
downtown Seattle and downtown LA. It
Wow.
was 10 years that I did that.
Wow.
And I worked for the president and was his right-hand person, ran the office, ran him,
Right.
kept him organized. Yeah.
That is amazing. I
Yeah,
can see it.
totally different. So I didn't pick up any, I know you're in commercial real estate, but I didn't pick up any good tidbits at all, because it's office leasing, tenant representation.
Yeah. Okay. You
It's
can
not buying buildings
Right,
and
right, right.
strip malls or anything like that.
Okay.
It was office leasing downtown Seattle.
Wow.
Totally different animal, right?
Oh yeah. It's like currently it's. I mean, as you know, like right now, office is struggling.
I've been curious about that, so I wanted to ask you about that. So my son, he's 3 weeks into the summer intern job. He's like,
Right.
I love it. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And I'm thinking, oh dear Lord, I'm happy for you, but this is like the worst time. But you know, when you get into real estate, you don't know what you don't know.
No. Yep.
So I don't want to tell him this is like the worst time to be in commercial real estate. And I say that, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, and I want to hear from you. I say that because in COVID times, people were working from home,
Right.
and not only working from home, but moving out of state,
Yep.
because they can work virtually.
Correct.
Now I'm hearing time to come back, and people have moved out of state, and what are they going to do?
Right.
But I'm curious, how is that happening, and what's going on your point of view in commercial real estate?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of companies are now bringing back the office role. They want you to be back a certain amount of time, and then a lot of office space is also getting repurposed. Right, they're turning it into retail, or they're turning it into apartments, or whatever the issue is.
Because retail's going well.
Retail's doing
The
really good.
economy's doing well.
Correct.
Job rate is at its lowest ever.
Correct. And
So it's just the physicality of being in an office. But you're seeing them coming back?
Yeah, even like Amazon even said like they want their workforce to come back to the office, and if you are saying that you're not going to come back to the office, they're letting you go.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah.
What happened with office lease rates, and did that go drastically down because of it?
They are down. I do know that they're paying more in commission fees because they want those full. So there is incentive to get those full. But they are getting repurposed quite a bit of time, and I've seen some office spaces that are just sitting vacant.
So they're paying the agents more, but are they letting up on the lease rate?
Yeah, they're a little better than what they used to be, but it's still not like super crazy discounts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so why did you get into real estate? I'm gonna turn the tables on. Why did you get into commercial?
I don't know.
You switched, didn't you? You were residential at first.
Correct. I didn't know anything about real estate when I first started. So I had a retail job where I met Tim Dean out of the Everett office, and he was like, "What are you doing here? You need to get out of here and do this and do that." And then my neighbor was Saab Singh.
Okay.
Right, and he was like, "What are you doing? You need to."
I work with Saab.
Yeah. And he's like, "You need to get away from all this and all that." So he's been like for 4 or 5 years, and then I'm finally like, okay, I'll just go do the test. And I finally do the test, and after that, I went to the Donald Scott office in Kent, the old one by 24 Hour Fitness, where the QFC used to be.
That's where I worked.
Right. So I met Saab there, and I'm like, I'm getting my license, and then I just wanted some tidbits on everything, and then he told me like something that was like super, super true. He's like, it's a people business.
It's a people business. You're good with people.
Thank you. And so he's like, the more people you know, the better you will do. So it's like, just keep doing that.
That's right.
Right, so and then...
so it doesn't matter if it's residential or commercial, you just wanted to be well-rounded so you can do both?
No, I didn't even knew like what I was doing. So my first client was a lease client. We did a eyebrow and nail threading salon in Federal Way on 320th.
Yeah.
And so I Tim helped me with that. I think my first paycheck was like $700 or $800, like after all the...
I know.
Yeah. So I'm like, my first check, it was super exciting.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then after that, then she referred me to one of her friends who wanted to open up another salon in Puyallup, and then another salon. So I was like, I opened like 4 or 5 salons in a matter of like a couple of years. But as things move along, I was also getting people that wanted houses. So I'm like, well, why not?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just doing it. I'll just do
Yeah.
them. I have no problem taking care of both ends. But it got to a point where I realized I can't be in both roles.
You don't think so?
It's possible, but
Does it dilute your focus? Is that
it does,
Yeah.
right? So from where I was, like, I have to figure something out and then step away from one or the two. And I just decided that to step away from residential. So I haven't done a sale in a long time.
When I was with commercial office leasing, like I said, and I thought to myself, Mike and I just got married when I got my license.
Wow.
1996, so it was 28 years ago.
Yeah.
I know. And so when I got my license, it was, a few months later, just a couple months later, and I said, Mike, I think I want to do this for real. Like,
Right.
I don't want to keep doing my day job where I'm on salary 9 to 5, working downtown Seattle. It takes an hour to get there and an hour home. Because I'm thinking we're going to want to have children, and I want to be home.
Right.
I want to be at least near my home.
Correct.
So I don't lose 2 hours just on a commute time. So I said, let me just try doing something here locally, which our first house was in Kent, over by Lake Meridian.
Oh, right.
So then I went and interviewed a commercial real estate company in South Center. And I said, can I come work for you guys? I thought, okay, at least I can be a commercial real estate agent on my own and be close to home.
Right.
Be like 20 minutes from home.
Right.
And they said, you don't have any experience for a commercial real estate agent. So I thought, well, let's try a residential company.
Right.
And I got it.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, okay, I interviewed really good. And now looking back, I think, well, we'll take just about. anybody, right?
Right.
I was so proud of myself. I got the job as a real estate agent.
Yeah, when I did the career night, I met Dan and Cheryl
Yes.
in Federal Way.
Yeah.
And I just like, they're just amazing, and I just never forgot that.
Yeah, they still are.
They still are. Yeah. So after all these years, what makes Rosie Rourke's team different from everybody else?
Well, the thing I hear quite often is our culture. We're like a family, and we're aligned, like laser sharp on our mission of wanting to create the experience for the client, a stress-free environment. On our team, there's no drama.
Right.
Yes, there's 8 ladies and 1 gentleman, but no eye rolling, no drama, none of that is allowed. So I just nip it in the bud. And we just really love each other, care about each other, but it's the mission. We all have that same mission in mind to help the client and make a raving fan, and it works.
I mean, yeah, it's been like, I was looking online and it's like 5-star reviews like everywhere. I did not see a 4.9, 4.8, nothing. It was all 5. So that's awesome.
Yeah, we work hard for that. We work really
that's
hard.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah, and I set up a team so that it's more of a concierge. So versus I have agents who are doing their own thing, I actually want them to come into a team setting, and they have lanes, but we have a team set up where we're all helping each other.
Right.
So that's a little different too. It's not one for one and not for the whole picture.
So when did you realize that it was time to like get started with a team?
I know exactly what it was. Tony, my youngest, was in 2nd grade. And I was working my tail off. I mean, I was missing games. I was missing awards at the school. I was volunteering at the PTA. I was really stretched thin, for sure, but loving it. So I didn't really pull my head up to see that I was stretched too thin until I think it was too late. But my son, 2nd grade, had a Mother's Day card that he put together, and it was a little exercise, a little craft that the kids did. Put inside this Mother's Day card, crayons and whatever you want to do, decorate it. What is your mom's favorite thing in the whole wide world? And of course I'm thinking, he's going to draw the family with our dog Sam, and we're holding hands.
Right.
No, he drew a trophy. And he said she likes awards, which is so far from the truth. And it really
crushed you.
It crushed me. And I thought, okay, I need to change. So I had some leverage on my team, but not the team I have today.
Right.
And I thought, I need to change that. I love working with the client, but I can't be there for everybody.
Correct.
So I had to replicate myself a couple of times over.
Right.
And I think I was able to successfully do that.
Was that hard during that time to?
It was. I was with a different company for 25 years. Loved them. Nothing bad to say about it. But they didn't have any team coaching, team training, team structures, models, anything like that. And that's what I was craving. And that's how I got to Keller Williams. I read that MRA book.
Yep.
The Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. And I thought, oh my God, that's what I need. That's it.
Tells you how it should be from the get-go.
They've got programs.
Yeah.
I could just step right into it.
Correct.
Pull the page out of the playbook and let's run it.
Right.
And so I thrived under that. I know it's not for everybody to have models and lanes and all that. For me, it is. That's what I needed.
Oh, that's amazing. And we're very happy to have you there. This is always such a pleasure to see you.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. Yeah. So about the food, what we're doing here.
It smells so good.
Thank you. So
my gosh.
So we got the chicken. We're kind of like pan frying it.
Okay.
Right. So while we're doing this, it can kind of like cook on its own. And then we're sauteing the dry spices that we had earlier, along with we have garlic, red onions, chili, cinnamon. We got bay leaves in there. We have cloves in there. And we have green cardamom.
That looks amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so I can't cook at all.
Did you like? I
had a really hot. Okay, go ahead. Laugh.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm
Get
just
it out
saying.
of your system.
You were so busy with building a business with the kids and everything.
Is that the excuse we're going to use? Because I grew up with an Italian family. My mom was an amazing cook.
What happened?
I hung out with my dad and watched Happy Days, and I was not in the kitchen. My mom was an amazing cook. You know the days that before cell phones, somebody would just ring the doorbell and show up?
Right.
She could pull together this 5-course meal with whatever was in the cupboards and dessert to boot. And she was just,
wow.
I just miss her cooking so much. I wish I would have learned. I got her cookbooks. So I tried cooking a few times. It was a disaster. My boys know it. My husband knows it. So if I'm not good at it, it's okay, right?
Well, here,
I have
right.
other talents.
I'm going to teach you how to saute onions right now.
Let's do it.
So
let's
it's
do it.
just like, yeah, there you go.
All right.
We're just going to make sure that kind
Is
of...
this what you call caramelizing?
Yeah, I call it sauteing, but yes,
Okay.
we're going to caramelize them to a little brown.
It looks good.
Yeah. See, you're doing great.
It's just a spatula in here. That's
Maybe
all.
the next video I'm going to
Oh my
call
gosh.
you, like, hey,
Yeah,
you want to come...
I'll be your sous chef.
There you go.
I'm really good at
Perfect.
that. I'm good at chopping.
I'll use all the help
Give
I
me
need.
instructions and I can do it.
I'll just swing by the day before the shoot and we can get it prepped up and ready to
Yeah,
go.
I'll do that.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, because I'll have your cookies. So I was telling you earlier that my husband, when he's gone, I'm having top ramen, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches,
Not today.
tuna fish.
We're going to
Not
change that.
today.
We're going to change that.
And
We're gonna
he's missing it. Not today.
We're going to send him pictures and be like, hey, this is what happens when you leave.
I'm gonna let you handle this. I'm just gonna sit and visit with you because I'm
Yeah.
excited to get to know you too.
No, thank you, thank you. So we talked about the hard times and all that stuff. So during the low times, how does one just keep going? What made you kept going?
There's definitely ups and downs in real estate, but I've been in it long enough to know that it's going to change, it's going to pivot. We have a changing market at all times.
Correct.
And I know what to do in a tough market. I know what to do in a good market. I know when to expect and anticipate it, that it's about to shift, and I have to make a pivot. But what did it look like before I had that experience? I lived through the recession. That was tough. You know, after COVID, the interest rates went up, and we were having a tough time trying to get people to want to buy houses and sell houses.
Correct.
But it's nothing near what happened with the recession when I had to get bad news every single day.
Yeah.
You're upside down.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go into foreclosure. Let me help you with the short sale. It was brutal. So I always rely on those times and think I've been through that. Everything's up from there.
Right.
I hated to have to tell people that bad news about, they worked so hard. It wasn't their fault, and they felt like a failure, and they didn't want to speak up about it.
Yeah.
And I kept it confidential. I can taste the spices coming out.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
I haven't even had a chili yet, so.
I can taste the chili almost from here from the smell. But I felt bad having to give them that news because they also had on a personal level feeling like a failure. And I didn't want them to feel that way. I wanted them to know good people fall on hard times.
Correct.
It's not your fault
Right.
that happened with the market. So anyway, we got through that. But during that time, it really tested me. And I almost quit.
Wow.
I wanted to just have a job where I didn't have to deliver bad news. I love people, I'm passionate about what we do, but I actually thought about being like a Safeway grocery store checker and just like scanning and saying, how are you? How was your day? But I thought to myself, wait a minute. We have the best job ever.
Right.
Where else can we work independently? As hard as you work, you will benefit. If you don't work, it's okay. Slow it down, take some time off, but then ramp it back up. We have that.
Right.
What other job has that? And we get paid well for what we do.
Correct.
And we're helping people.
Yep.
We're solving problems. So I don't want another job. I don't want anything else. Yeah, it comes with risk because we put ourselves there. We put ourselves in that position.
Everything comes with a risk. Everything has a risk.
Even a Safeway checker.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, what are you gonna do?
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
There's 5 ingredients sitting here.
Uh-huh.
I know 2 of them.
Oh, yeah. I can introduce you to the rest.
That's how bad I am. Mustard oil. Never
Yes.
heard of it.
So it comes from mustard.
Okay.
So we use it quite a bit. We also cook a dish called sog. So if you go to an Indian restaurant, sog.
Okay.
So if you go to an Indian restaurant, sometimes you order like palak paneer or sog paneer. I don't know if you. Yeah. So it's green, shady vegetable. You can call it a vegetable, more or less. It's a small little bush. But the mustard greens go in the middle of it, and they're almost yellow.
Okay.
And they almost look like they're spinach, but they're not. They taste totally different. If you
Okay.
bite it when they're raw, they're bitter.
But it's so interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's different cultures. I grew up with the Italian culture.
Right.
And I've never heard of, you know, when my mom first met my dad,
Yeah.
Dad was Scandinavian, Norwegian,
Really?
living in Ballard, and Mom was living in what we call Garlic Gulch in Beacon Hill in the valley. That's where a lot of the Italian immigrants went, and they called it Garlic Gulch because you could smell the garlic cooking there. I know, I love it. So much wonderful traditions and culture.
Right.
And when my mom invited my dad, the story goes, over to my grandma and grandpa's house to meet the family, my grandma, Nani, she made this wonderful Italian spaghetti.
Oh, Nani?
Nani. And
That's
Nani
what we
and,
call Nani.
Really?
Yeah.
Nani and Papu.
So Nani is on the mom's side.
Yep, Nani. And my grandpa was Papu.
Oh, yeah, we didn't call him Papu, but yeah.
Last name Napoli. So they had invited Dad over to meet him for the first time. Big spread, all the brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles. You know how that goes with the Italian family. And my dad put spaghetti on the, ketchup on the spaghetti. So that's like me with your mustard oil. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, mustard. So these are cashews.
I've seen cashews.
Okay.
I know cashews.
So we're gonna put some of those in there too.
Okay, yum. And then rose water. Never heard of that.
Yeah, strictly out of roses.
That's interesting.
It just
What does rose water taste like?
We can take a sec.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah.
It smells like roses.
So I use it for I just use
Can I
it
put my
for
finger?
yeah. I just use it for the fragrance.
Oh, just the fragrance?
I just love it. It has no. If you go look at a
There's no
recipe,
flavor.
it doesn't go in
Flavor,
anything like.
it just smells like a bouquet of roses.
I just use it.
Interesting.
I just use it.
Is
for
that
the
your
smell.
secret ingredient?
That's my secret ingredient. Now it's not a secret anymore, but
No,
yes,
it's
that
not.
is.
All right, no honey.
Okay.
And I've never heard of kasuri methi.
Methi, yeah. So it's dried fenugreek leaves.
Dried what?
Fenugreek.
Fennec?
Fenugreek. Fenugreek. I don't know, like.
Never heard of that.
What other cultures use it for, but
Smells really good.
once again, it's just for the taste and smell.
Fenugreek leaves.
Yep.
Sprinkle over curries, non-juicy vegetables, dishes just before serving.
Yep.
This is awesome. I'm excited.
Me too. So we're just pan frying this.
Okay.
So what's your favorite dish that you?
Anything Italian.
Anything Italian?
Pasta, anything. So my
Without the
mom used to
ketchup?
make gnocchi, homemade gnocchi. Have you ever had that before?
No.
That's really yummy. That's my favorite dish. So I'm the last of 6 kids. And for each of us to feel special, because you can kind of get lost in the whole family with all those kids.
Right.
Every birthday, you got to pick your favorite meal, your favorite cake. She loved to make cakes. And you got your special meal. So I would always
Wow.
pick gnocchi.
Huh.
And her homemade meatballs were amazing. I actually can make that.
Meatballs?
I can make my mom's meatballs.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
When, next time you make them,
I'll cook for you.
there you go. I
Yeah.
like it. I really like it. Yes, I haven't had meatballs and I should look at IKEA in the kitchen.
Those are not good meatballs. Those
Yeah,
are Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, so those are the
That's
only.
on my dad's side. Yeah.
Yeah, those.
It's not the Italian meatballs that have been cooking all day, simmering in the sauce.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like almost cooking goat. So that's
Goat? Did you say goat?
goat. Yeah. Have you ever had goat?
No.
I thought
No?
about that for today.
No.
But
no.
then I
Oh, thank God we're having butter chicken. I don't think I can eat a goat.
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I wanted to be surprised today. I would have been very surprised if you said, what's on the menu today is goat.
Yeah, it would have been interesting.
I'm sure it's delicious if you make it.
It
I
was,
just have never had it, and it's just very different.
it's different than...
For me, it's different.
Yes. Izzy said you could have told me it's beef and I would have just said yes. I'm like, okay, that's job well
Tastes like
done.
chicken.
Yeah, just I like it. So I think we kind of talked about it, about your dream home. I think you mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
So could you tell me a little bit more about your dream home?
Yeah. So when Mike and I got married in 1996, that's right when I started real estate, as I mentioned. Before I knew Mike, I lived in LA. And I would go to Palm Springs, and it was just this wonderful desert paradise oasis. There's flamingos and beautiful fragrant flowers and sunny all year long, and I loved it. So when I got married to Mike, I said, I want to share with you Palm Springs. Let's go take a vacation there.
Right.
And we did, and he fell in love. And we actually bought a timeshare, which I don't really recommend, but we used our investment up and then some. So I got my money's worth out of it.
Right.
But we bought a timeshare down in Palm Desert, and we kept dreaming, one day, this is going to be something we can do. We can get a house, and we'd drive around and go to open houses and have babies in tow with us. And we really loved the area and had gone there for all those years. And then 2 years ago, we pulled the trigger and we bought a place down there. So I'm pretty excited.
Wow.
We can't stay down there all the time, obviously.
Right, that's what I was going to ask. Like,
Yeah.
Is that what it is, or just go there for every now and then? And...
Go there when we can go there. And I think if I could just pick up and leave and stay there for 6 months out of the year and be a snowbird, great, but that's not happening right now. I actually just really love what I do.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to let go yet.
Right.
It brings me too much joy.
Yeah.
But what a wonderful frosting on the cake to be able to spend a lot of time over in Palm Springs. I have a great team, and the team is able to take over the reins, and I can go for a couple weeks, 3 weeks at a time, and they got it.
Wow.
So I just have arrived.
I love that for you.
I love that for me too.
Yeah, I love that for you. So this is just ground chili. It's very low heat.
That I know, chili.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. I'm just making sure here. We're just.
I know, you asked me if I like things really spicy, and I said I'm mild.
Yeah, so
Mild.
I think we'll be fine with that much.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have a measurement.
And you put that on the tomatoes and the onions.
Yep.
Wow.
And then we have turmeric.
I don't know if I've ever had turmeric, but I've heard of it. I've heard it's good for
Yes.
your health.
Yep, it's really good. We used to, so if we got sick or something, or we're not feeling good, or I either like scratched my knee while playing or whatever, so Mom would give me turmeric milk.
Really?
And she would make a turmeric paste to put on the wound.
Okay, so turmeric, so you put this, she sprinkled that in your milk.
Yeah.
Should I try it?
If you want to.
In my milk?
Yeah. Yeah, you can try it in
Should
your
I
milk.
try it?
You can try it, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go and do that. Okay.
You want to
I'll do it right now.
You want to do it right now?
I'm gonna get a glass, and we're gonna try this.
Are you gonna add sugar to it?
Am I supposed to?
Yeah, it's a little bitter.
Well, just tell me what to do, because I've never done it.
I can't believe
Never
it.
done it. Why not? All right, a little bit of milk
Yep,
and a little bit of turmeric, and you said sugar.
sugar, yeah.
Don't look in my refrigerator because there's no food in there.
There's about to be.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna get your turmeric. And then you put how much I'm supposed to put in there.
Oh, it's not gonna be much in that amount of milk.
Just a sprinkle.
Just a sprinkle.
And then when you would do this with your mom, you'd feel better?
Yeah.
So what do you mean, like if you scraped your knee? What do you mean
So
by that?
if you were playing or you fell on your bicycle or something and it was bloody or whatever, so she would make a water and a turmeric paste, and then she'll paste it on there.
Wow. And?
It actually helps.
Huh.
So we're not
Well,
gonna.
they say good things about healing powers with turmeric.
think that should be good enough for that
Have a
amount of
spoon. I'm
milk.
gonna use my fingers
Yeah, that's fine.
and sprinkle that in there. All right.
And then we're gonna need
Can I
something
use
to
that
mix.
knife?
You wanna use the
That
same
had the
knife?
butter, right?
Yep. The butter knife. Look at you.
I'm curious.
Yeah, it has that taste.
It's bitter.
Yes.
But
I
this is
just
what,
told
like,
you.
like if you have a cold, this is what she'd give you
Yeah.
to make you feel better, and you
Correct.
feel better.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah. It is bitter. That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay, see, I'm ready to try new things.
Oh, look at you. Like you didn't even like just like that. You're like, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks good already. Hmm.
So what are your if you had to pick 3 dishes that's the only 3 those are the only 3 dishes you can ever consume for the rest of your life, what would they be? I mean, yes, one,
Gnocchi
one
was
Italian.
one of them.
Yep.
Homemade meatballs in homemade sauce with fresh French bread that you can dip in there.
Mmm.
And charcuterie makings like salami and cheeses and olives.
You're not gonna venture out of Italy, huh?
That's right. You're right. I am in that Italy continent right there, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's what came to mind. I love Mexican. I love Italian. I love American. I love everything. I'm willing to try anything. I love sushi.
Indian food.
You
When
just
was the
threw
last
me
time you
off
tried
with the
it?
goat. That's all. You just threw me off a little bit with that.
When was the last time you had Indian food?
Probably when I was in Los Angeles 30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yes.
That's a long time.
I know. We used to go once a week when I was down there.
That is okay. Yeah, that is a long time. So you have not, there's plenty of Indian restaurants around here.
I know.
Never.
Which one's your favorite? You want to say it on?
Oh,
camera?
I honestly believe that the food we cook at home, there's no comparison. Like,
Yeah.
I just
For
can't.
sure.
I've
So
been
your
to-
favorite restaurant is your house?
Yep.
Okay.
I just can't. I
But
don't
if you
know.
had to go out, if you gave me advice of where I should go,
I wouldn't know. Because when I go out, I go for sushi, I go for Mexican, I go for Italian. You want to know a good sushi place? I know. Right? If you want a good Indian place, I am not the guy.
that's funny because when we were growing up, my mom said we're not allowed to go out to eat Italian food. She was a critic. She wouldn't pay for it. If you could buy it, you could do it at home. Why are you paying for it? Mine's better anyway, and it was.
Yeah. No, I'm with her on that. It's just like it gets like, especially after owning a restaurant, and then you go start eating Indian food, and then even if you don't want to, your mind automatically starts critiquing it
Yeah.
for whatever reason. And then even though if there's nothing wrong with it, your mind's like, yeah, there's something wrong in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I was just stopped doing that. I mean, I can't. I just So whenever I go out, Italian, Mexican, Japanese.
You know, when we have the boys at home, they were super picky eaters. But now they're not home, so Mike and I can go
Right.
out and experiment with things.
They were still picky like at this age. Really?
Yeah.
I have a 12-year-old and he's like like spicy food. He's willing to explore. Like I'm super excited about it because he was like
I had
so
one
picky.
kid that he wanted just a plain hot dog and macaroni and cheese. And if he'd order macaroni and cheese from a restaurant, he's like, I don't like this. I want the orange one, Kraft macaroni and cheese from the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same
wanted
with
that.
him. Hey, I got like those chicken strips. Not a fan. Got the pizza. Nope. Like it's just I'm like, dude. And then we're going camping, and I was like, you're gonna have to adapt. There's no the only food we have is the one we're taking and one we're cooking.
Yes.
There's no Taco Bell there. You can't go get fries or nothing. So he decided he wants to go. So it's gonna be an interesting time
There
in a
we
couple
go.
of weeks when we go
How
there.
old are your kids?
He's 12.
You have one son.
Just one.
One
Yeah.
son.
Yep.
12. That's a good age.
Oh yeah. fun age. And
I miss that age with my boys.
yeah, tomorrow's his last day of school.
Oh, yeah.
Summer break there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So pivoting back to the conversation we were having earlier, on a mindset. So what do you think that somebody's mindset needs to be when if somebody's just really starting into real estate? You know, where they need to be in that headspace, because like right now there's lots happening in the market, and for somebody to just start, you know, where do they need to be?
I think mindset is the number one thing that will either make you or break you. So you better get your head straight, whatever you need to do. And I think the best thing to do is have a mentor, if you're just starting out. Have a mentor, have a coach who can keep your mindset straight. Somebody who's already walked the path before you that can say, this is what it's going to feel like, this is what it's going to look like, but you got this.
Right.
When you're on your own, it's pretty lonely, and you start to talk to yourself and talk yourself out of things. But if you have somebody keeping you accountable, I think that's key.
Yeah, no, it's right. Times are hard right now, especially with the rates that's going on, and then especially with new people coming into the workplace. It's kind of like, you know, how do you keep going day after day, week after week, you know, with the open houses and stuff, like the grind. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, no,
But you need that person to say, keep going, consistency is key, don't stop the action. It's going to all the floodgates are going to open up because of your actions, but you got to keep going. It's that coach who's just cheering you on.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the ability to have a coach, maybe it's a mentor in the real estate office that you look up to, that you could say, hey, I could use some help, some advice.
And how would you pick
Reading
that
podcasts. Podcasts are great. Keep your mindset clear. I love Brene Brown. I love Mel Robinson. Have you heard her?
I heard Mel Robbins, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Awesome. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2. I used it the other day to get out of bed. Let's go. Get out there and go for a walk.
Like when I can't get out of bed, I think it's Eric Thomas that I can hear him saying the sleeps for the week. I'm like, okay, I'll get up.
All right.
I'll keep it moving. So
You're experiencing the same thing. If they read books and attend seminars and be in the room with the people that you want to be.
Right. So surround yourself with people that are already there.
That are already there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really love it. Okay, so we're gonna need to add more butter because guess what we're cooking?
Butter chicken.
Butter chicken. So butter chicken is not.
And you're putting it in. So what you did is you took this curry mixture and you sifted it.
Yep. And then.
So now it doesn't have what?
So it doesn't have all the, you can call it impurities, but the seeds and everything.
And I wanted to keep it.
Yeah, I know you want it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. There's no need to feel bad about that. I can get you more if you just really want it.
I can put it on top of my peanut butter sandwich.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Please
That's
don't.
not how it is. So we're gonna take the chicken.
Okay.
And we're gonna put that in here, but I'm gonna use my hands because I don't want it splashing.
You washed them. It's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Because we don't want them splashing everywhere.
Okay.
So while I'm doing this, I wanted to ask you, so during those low times, right? I know you kind of mentioned listen to podcasts and all that, but sometimes, you know, you're like, okay, no checks are coming in, nothing is happening. Like, how do I continue? Like, what do I need to do in order to keep moving? Or if you ever been in that place yourself, how did you keep going?
I doubled down. As you remember, I was saying that my husband and I just got married. We had just bought our first home. We had our mortgage. We had our car payments. And I had to make it work. So out of motivation simply to be able to pay the bills, head down, nose to the grindstone, just grind it. And I worked so hard, and I couldn't pay my team, so I had to let my team go. So I was being all the hats for all the things. You know what that means in real estate. So I was just working harder than ever, and I made it through. And the light shone on me, and I think I'm a better person for it.
You just kept going.
I
That's what you're
I
saying.
had to.
Right.
I had to. There was no question about it. I could have quit and become the Safeway checker or the Costco greeter,
Right.
but this was way more important to me. And I knew I could. If I could just get past this mess of an economy, of the crisis of the crash, if I could just get past that, the worst of it's behind me.
Yeah, you knew it was not going to last forever.
I knew it wasn't going to last forever. How could it last forever?
Right. Nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
Right.
And that's true to this day. Nothing lasts forever. And so we have to really watch for the shifting markets. And I can tell when it's happening. And it's usually summertime, right when July 4th hits. People are like, I'm on summer vacation. The kids are off of vacation. Agents are gone. Buyers are gone. Sellers are gone. It naturally slows down. So you have a shift in your conversations and communication. And then it shifts again when it becomes early fall. And September, October, we're killing it again.
Right.
Shifts again. Seasonality. So it was a shift during that crazy crash of a time, but it just took a lot longer.
Yeah.
So I knew what I had to do, and I think that you got to be ready to do the hard work and have the hard conversations with yourself and with
And
your
clients.
client. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough.
Were you in business then?
No, I was not. I was in retail.
Ah, what'd you do?
So I was in the Midwest. There's a company called Yonkers. So they're almost like JCPenney. So
Okay.
they're pretty rivals back there, same big stores and all that. So I used to manage the men's jeans department.
Okay.
I remember that.
Well, customer service, you had a lot of those tasks and details that you did in that job
Yep.
that definitely carried over. in real
It
estate.
did, and then I saw a lot of people losing their jobs, and I was one of the fortunate one that didn't.
Yeah.
Right. So it
Yeah.
was, yeah,
Good for you.
yeah. Those were interesting times.
Yeah.
They-
So I guess to answer your question, I did what I had to do. I didn't think there was a choice.
Right.
I had to support my family. I didn't have kids then yet. Jordan was born in the year 2000.
Wow. Yeah. Well.
So yeah, I did. Because it was 2006, 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
I had both
Both
kids.
of them. You had both of them.
I had absolutely no choice.
Right. Just to push. Just to
Push,
keep going.
persevere, grind,
Right. And look,
double down.
look where it's gotten you.
And I think a lot of compassion had a lot to do with it. You know, when you helped people go through a really stressful, overwhelming time of, you know, the house was underwater and you helped them through and gave them advice. Then they came back to me later, all right? So they ended up in an apartment because they had to let their house go. But when they were ready to come back into home ownership,
You were
they
there for
called.
them.
They
Yeah.
called me. Yeah,
Because you helped them during the
I
tough
helped them
times. You were
during the
there for
tough
them.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
You know what I learned from that though too, as a real estate agent, is I remember thinking I gotta get rid of all my expenses,
Right.
and I got rid of all of my marketing expenses.
Mm.
And I saw one of my best friends growing up, her mom, right outside of South Center Mall. I was coming in the shop and she was going out and she's like, "Are you still in real estate?" And I'm like, "Yes." She said, "Oh, I used to get all your stuff all the time.
No.
Now I don't get anything. I thought you got out." So that was a lesson learned for me too. So if it ever happened again, I wasn't going to let up on the marketing.
Right.
That was something I needed to continue to do so that they know if they need to buy or sell real estate, I want them to think of me. And the only way they're going to be able to think of me is if I stay top of mind, whether it's a phone call or newsletter or postcard or
Yeah,
something.
they just know you are still in business, and that's the only way for them to know.
That's right.
Right. Right.
Don't be a secret agent.
Correct. No, that's. Yeah, I mean, exactly what everybody needs to do right now to let people know that we're still around, we're still doing things.
I agree.
So that way
It's
they're
free
not.
to make a phone call.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything.
No.
Door knocking doesn't cost
Doesn't
anything.
cost anything.
Open houses.
Do you do door knocking?
No, I
I
can't.
don't either. Yeah.
You know, because people don't live.
But you know what? I had somebody door knock on my door the other day,
Uh-huh.
and I used him because I thought, good for him.
He
He
was
went
out
and
there.
knocked on my door, and he
Yeah.
went out, and he went out and did it. He was cleaning gutters and taking moss off.
Perfect.
Done.
The only guy that
I applaud
actually
you.
did it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. You mentioned the marketing, and then you not marketing in general, but the market in general and the seasonality. So how often do you study the market, or do you just know
Every day.
everything?
Every day, because I need to be ahead of the game.
Mm.
I don't want to be reactive. I want to be proactive. I don't want to figure it out when it's too late.
So what does that entail?
Every day I'm checking new listings, expireds, FSBOs, sales. All of that tells me a story, and how many people are coming through our open houses, and how many sales do we have? Is it selling within the first weekend, or is it selling a month later? These are all telltale signs of what's happening in the market. So I'm just watching it every day. I'm sure you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, we're working on that, and then going back to food. What's your comfort food? What's your go-to comfort
Do I have
food?
to tell you?
You don't have to tell me.
It's Italian. It's Italian.
Really? So you
Yes.
just order it, or just your hubby cooks it?
My hubby can cook it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're just adding some little bit of heavy cream.
I see that.
Um,
So the comfort food for my husband is teriyaki.
really?
And so we had some people visiting from Arizona. They're like, we don't really have teriyaki places. I'm like, what are you talking about? You mean, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And they said, we get teriyaki from the Chinese food restaurants. There is no real teriyaki place.
Right.
And so that was interesting, don't you think? So she was excited to have teriyaki from a
So
teriyaki
did you
place.
guys cook? Did he cook it, or did you order it?
Oh,
or?
we ordered it.
You ordered it.
But he does do a mean teriyaki.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it like what's the dish? What's it called? Or just
Teriyaki chicken. Yeah, just
Okay.
teriyaki
All right,
chicken.
I
I just thought that was fascinating that my son's girlfriend didn't really understand teriyaki.
That is interesting.
I know. You know, it's different states, different cultures, and that's what I love about this country.
Yeah, you get everybody. You get
In a
everything.
melting pot.
Everybody. That is actually correct.
Yeah.
We want to do a little taste test.
Yes.
You've been waiting. I've been waiting.
Yes.
Okay, let me know if it's missing something. I usually keep the salt like
Totally doubt it. But
under. Get a little hot.
That is so good. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow. Mmm. That is so good, Guru.
Thank you.
Just enough heat too. I know I told you to dial down the heat. This is perfect.
Yes,
Wow.
I did good. I did good on that.
I am
You're ready
licking the spoon. Yeah, ready.
You ready to enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay, while I plate this, got another question for you.
Okay.
What are your current goals? And then what game plan do you have to achieve
Okay.
those goals?
Yeah. So 28 years later, I've got this amazing team. I was able to, about a year and a half ago, pull out of production.
Mm.
So I've been really working on systems and models around that, and still having a profitable team, being there for my team, but it just looks different. So I'm not going to the appointments any longer,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm involved on a higher level. But I got to pick pieces of what I really love about real estate,
Right.
and I'm in the community. I'm on the board of the Renton Rotary. I'm on the board of the Renton Chamber. I love to get back to our community. We do our team events all the time. I love being in that space, coaching my team, leading the team, having the big picture vision for them at all times. So I'm living it. You asked me what I'm going to be doing,
Right.
what my goals are. I'm here. I've arrived. And so I'm loving life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing. All right. Here we go. The moment of truth
Wow.
with the chickens.
Some of the fun goo Greek, is that what it's called?
Fenugreek.
Fenugreek.
Yeah, let's just change the name.
I think so.
We'll call
I
it
like the
fun
fun goo Greek. Yeah. Can I start? No.
Please.
Wow.
All yours.
Guru. My goodness gracious. This looks so good. All right. I already tasted it, but with the rice too, which you wash 7 times.
Yeah,
I've never washed my rice in my life.
you will now.
I will now. That is so good. That is so good.
Thank you.
Wow. So good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me here.
I loved it.
Let
I
you
loved
enjoy
it.
your food.
Thank you.
All right, and that's all, folks.